buried me in the water and I came, I knew. Now I'm baptized in blue.
Welcome to the Officer Autumn podcast. I am the host, Autumn Clifford. I'm really excited to have you here as always. If you are enjoying this music or if it's piquing your interest, this is music by One Time Music. Go find him on Instagram. You can go download his music anywhere that you can download music. He is a fellow law enforcement officer. You can listen to the entire song of Baptized in Blue at the end of this podcast episode. This podcast episode is brought to you by the Lady Sheepdog Club. If you are a female first responder craving more education, more training, more support, more mentorship, or you are a future first responder, check out the Lady Sheepdog Club. It's a membership designed exactly for our women going into law enforcement or who are in law enforcement. Go to ladysheepdog.com for more information. Enjoy this podcast episode. How to have a strong mindset as a woman in law enforcement. What's up, everybody? Excuse me, I have a bit of a cold, so you hear a little bit of a stuffy nose. So today, that's what we're going to talk about. Everybody preaches, let's have a strong mindset, have a strong mindset. But what does that even mean? Have a strong mindset for a woman in law enforcement. What does that even mean? And so we're going to dive into that. I talk about that a lot. And I think there might be some misconceptions. There might be some confusion on what that means. So we're going to dive into that. I hope that you're well. How are you? What's going on? If you are on the socials and you're not following me at Officer Autumn on Instagram and or TikTok, I really hope that you will. And if you're liking and enjoying this podcast, do me a favor and will you rate it anywhere that you're listening? I haven't asked for ratings in a couple of years and it's affecting the podcast. We're growing at like crazy rates. Thank you. I love you. Seriously. But you know what that tells me? It just tells me that we as women, we've needed support for so long and nobody's really given it to us. So that's what your girls here are doing. You're going to soon one day, you're going to call me Mrs. Worldwide. So my goal is really to help every female officer who wants it, and support us as a whole, and have more of us in in law enforcement. Did you know that female officers only make up 12%? 12% of law enforcement. We've got to change that. But in order for us to change that, we have to change ourselves and we have to come together, which is what I'm really advocating for. Some people misconstrued the message, but it really is me advocating for you and us. And I know how things go in this line of work and in this culture, and I just really want to save you, essentially. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right. So what does having a mindset, like a strong mindset, like what the fuck does that even mean, right? Does it mean that you're a bitch? Does it mean that you're stubborn and pig-headed? Does it mean that if somebody, you let everything roll off your shoulders? Or does it mean that when, somebody offends you, you fucking, you pound them into the ground? Like, what does that mean? Okay. So I'm going to start off and I'm going to tell you that it's going to look different for every person. It just is, in my opinion, because what you've gone through in your life and what I've gone through in my life and what makes you you and what makes me me, it's just different. It's just different. So as we talk about mindset, and as you hear me talk about, you're going to hear me talk about it all the time. If you've listened to any of the 55 episodes on this podcast, the mindset it's different. We talk about different aspects of our mindset. And I just want you to know that there are a lot of aspects of your mind and how you think. The bottom line, I'm going to get a little spiritual on you, but just pay attention. Like what you think about, you do bring about. It is called the laws of attraction. We should not even be arguing this at this point. It all depends on how you think about things, and that's going to determine your outcome. I do want you to know that. Now, that doesn't mean like you're going to go to a call and it's a really fucking bad call. And like, if you just think that you're safe, then you're going to be safe. Like, no, like I'm not saying that, but I will tell you that going into a lot of chaotic calls where it was going to be really bad, and I prayed, asked my angels, asked God, for divine intervention and like let this go as smoothly as possible. And truly, there was a lot of things that really went smooth on times and in calls that really it really could have gone the other way, like very quickly, and should have. So I think that's part of your mindset, but a really big part of your mindset is your ability to handle how you handle shit, how you handle everything. Okay. So what does that mean? Well, as a woman going into law enforcement, or a woman in law enforcement, we have to handle so much. And listen, police officers, male or female, doesn't matter the gender, have to handle so much. But then, when you add the fact that like, oh, there's only 3 of us in my department, or, oh, I'm the only girl. Oh, my agency has never had a female. When you add that into the equation, people literally don't know how to handle you. They don't know how to deal with you. They don't know how to talk with you or treat you. And here's the thing. I think 80% of the interactions are completely innocent when it comes to like guys trying to treat a woman like, one of the guys, but we oftentimes have issues and it gets really bad. And I've been in a lot of those issues. I have a lot of clients who are in those issues. That's why I have created a membership site for female cops. It's training and support, because these things happen, and it's important to have a safe place with people who understand you, people who've been there to talk you through things, right? So if you want to join that, the link, by the way, is right in the show notes. It's currently called the Lady Sheepdog Club. It will not be called that much longer. That's a whole nother different, I might make a video about that. We will be rebranding that. So it's really exciting, and we can talk about it later. So how you handle essentially everything, right? So your mindset has to be strong. It has to be that you are going to survive. That does not mean that you're going to be treated like shit. And that does not mean you're going to take everything that comes your way and you're just going to swallow it. I need you to understand that. There's an extreme balance to this. And I can't tell you every situation, right? I can't tell you, every situation. I would have to talk to all of you. We'd have to have coaching sessions. There's not enough time in the day. But every woman has different situations that she's going to handle, and you're going to face in this career, and you have to decide how you're going to handle them. And what you need to understand is every action you make has a direct consequence. So if you consistently overreact about everything, your reputation is now down the shitter. I guarantee you're not going to make it past corporal or sergeant if you're lucky. If that's being so lucky, it's not even funny. If you're lucky, and you are not going to be treated like one of the guys, because while we all know men overreact, we all know that. It's perceived completely differently when we overreact. I'm not saying it's right, but I'm telling you the fucking truth, okay? And so you have to be able to distinguish and determine for yourself what is overreactable, what is reactable, right? What is going to determine you fucking reacting to something, i.e. someone busting your balls? Is it stepping, over the line? And I can't make that decision for you, okay? You only know that. And it's really what your gut says. It's not what your head says, because your head is going to be because me too, I get like that. And I'm like, who the fuck does this idiot think he is, or she is, or whoever? Who the fuck do they think they are talking to me like that? But then I have to be okay, is this person trying to be my friend? Is this person trying to just establish a rapport? Maybe not trying to be a friend, but just trying to establish a rapport with me. Is this person just trying to figure out how to interact? Or is this person deliberately, consistently riding me to the point that I feel completely uncomfortable? If at that time that is what it is, then you need to take steps. And those steps are all different for everybody. But I'm telling you right now, the first thing you want to do is you want to fucking put your phone on record and you want to address the situation with that person. Hey, pull them aside. You never do any of this publicly, ever, period, the end. And if you ever do, it will not go well. Okay? Ever. Even in the heat of a call, even in the heat of the moment, someone's fucking making you mad in the heat of a call. You either take a moment, you step outside if you have to step to the side, or you're going to swallow it for that one fucking call, because for that one call, you can be made to look like an idiot, as long as every other call, you're not made to look like an idiot. Do you know what I'm saying? That's the ego in you, and you don't like that. I don't like that, but that's happened to me. I've been made to look like a fool, and then, but it wasn't appropriate at that time to fucking freak out and say what I wanted to say to the officer that was making me look like an idiot. I had to swallow my pride. And that's part of developing the strong mindset, like being able to swallow your pride, being able to determine when's a good time to fucking hash it out, when's not, how to handle things appropriately, how to let things roll. Because for the most part, so here's the thing about this. Because no matter what anybody says, like becoming an officer really is, you really shouldn't, but we do take on this whole new identity. We really do. It's like, I'm a police officer, and like you're this for at least, 50, 60 hours a week. And then like you take the uniform off. A lot of people don't know how to act when they're not in uniform. They are much more comfortable in uniform. And so you find yourself in this identity crisis, essentially. And then what happens is anybody who questions that identity, i.e. that authority of yours, you freak out. You become threatened. You feel like shit about yourself, but you're not going to let anybody know that. And so you're going to lash out on them, and you're going to show them that you're stronger, and you're going to show them that you're all these things. Okay, here's the deal. Insecurity speaks fucking loud. And I'm going to just tell you a statement. The majority of police officers that I know are insecure, male and female. Okay? And honestly, that's why I got into coaching 8 years ago. I've been coaching men and women since 2015, because I saw this. I saw it within myself. I hated it. I fixed it. I don't ever think it's a marathon. I don't ever think it's like a destination. I think we're constantly adjusting and oh, I'm feeling insecure. Oh, I'm not feeling good about that. Oh, how can I adjust that? Right. So, I'm on this journey of not being insecure, really knowing who I am, loving who I am. Well, that is a journey for you. And I'm going to tell you, as a woman in law enforcement, this is the best piece of advice that anybody could give you, because you need to love who you are. And I bet that's even triggering for you. Okay. Because that word used to trigger the fuck out of me. Love myself. Ugh. No, you have to. And so here's a self-reflection. If when I say that and you repeat it in your head as a thought, if it goes, oh, I can't love myself. I'm not A, B, C, D. Whatever those things are, let's address them. Are you not good at shooting? Are you not good at defensive tactics? Are you overweight? Do you feel like a soup sandwich in many aspects? Do you need some remedial training? Low key, nobody needs to know. What do you need in order to feel really good about yourself? If it has nothing to do with the job, then ask yourself those things. Some of that has nothing to do with the job. Some of it has everything to do with the job. I have a training. It's called Become Street Ready in 5 days. It's $27. It's one of the best trainings for this, because I teach you how to develop your command presence. I teach you how to be proficient in uniform. I teach you how to build confidence instantly. Okay. So if you're lacking confidence from you and your uniform, go to the show notes. It says Become Street Ready Challenge. Take it. It's $27. It's going to be the best investment for your command presence. There's drills. It's hands-on. It's not just me teaching you. It's literal, like, hands-on drills that you're going to keep with you for the rest of your career and hopefully pass on to new women and men. They're not just for women, but I'm teaching just women. So pass these on to rookies. So there's a lot of men who's not confident in uniform and they fucking look like idiots. And then we have people who are insecure, arrogant, right, in uniform, and they look like idiots too, because it's like, dude, it's fake. It's fake. And in this job, you really can't fake it till you make it. I used to think you could, like, as I tried, but I'm gonna tell you right now, the first time I went into like a serious neighborhood, they called me on my shit. You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, bro, I'm new. You're fucking right. Yeah, we can tell. And then you know what? I would just talk to them. Like, how can you tell? Just like, let's talk about this, because I need the newness to wear off like fast. And that's another aspect of your mindset. It's another aspect of you. Stop thinking that you're too good, or you have to be so good, or you have to be better than anybody else. Listen, as a police officer, we're not better than fucking anybody. And the best cops I know were literally one choice away from going from one side of the railroad tracks to the other, if you catch my drift. The best cops I know, and myself included, literally I was 1 to 2 decisions fucking away from not being a cop. And I think that makes us really good cops, because you want to know why? I was never, ever, ever too good for anybody, period. I'm still not too good for anybody. I mean, my haters, the people who fucking talk shit about me and stuff, I have no time for that. I don't suggest that you make time for that, but you need to be humble and have some humility. And that's another aspect of this mindset. So, I mean, the long and the short of this is I want you to really understand yourself. Okay? I want you to understand yourself. I want to know you to get to know yourself. Like, how are you feeling about yourself first? Then you need to be self-aware enough to know, like, okay, do I overreact a lot? Am I taking everything to heart? What in this job is a weak spot of mine? Is it the calls? Is there a certain kind of call? Be honest about that. So many people just shove this shit down. That's not going to get you anywhere, okay? You've got to be self-aware. And this is going to create a whole new officer. You are going to become a whole new cop if you do this. I promise you. And then you become self-aware, and then you ask yourself the hard questions. Like, am I actually acting like one of the guys? Do I want to be one of the guys? Is there somebody out there that is literally harassing me? Or am I just taking everything away out of context? Like, I've heard of a lot of women, and I've seen it myself. Like, guys they just can't even like relate to them, because anything they say is like taken away the fuck out of context, and nobody means it that way. Well, that's a big problem. Okay? That is a big problem. And so you need to ask yourself, if that's you, why? Why? And honestly, it all comes from our own baggage. So when we talk about mindset and having a strong mindset and resilient one and all these things, listen, this could really be in one day. I'm hoping it's going to be a full day class, okay? But I'm trying to make this digestible for you, that you're going to like maybe re-listen to the episode and then reflect, because I need you to be reflecting. This is not an episode that you can just listen to and then move on. This is an episode where you are going to have to like stop it, think about it, write some shit down, re-listen, ask yourself the hard questions. Ask yourself the hard stuff, because this is the only way that you are going to become the best fucking officer, the best person, the happiest one, the one who's not going to end up down in the dumps, addicted, all the things, depressed, whatever. These are the questions. You have got to become self-aware. You've got to know why you feel the way you feel. You've got to feel the way that you feel. And you need to be constantly readjusting, constantly evaluating yourself. And listen, this is hard, especially after you've been on the road for a couple of years. Nobody wants to do this shit. It's like the job is hard enough. Nobody wants to deal with the bullshit. I don't want to deal with the bullshit. I get it. I was there. I was you. I was fucking miserable in my car, pulling up car to car with my buddies and venting and just talking shit like the whole shift, like stupid. It was eating me alive, so that when I lost my identity, when I got injured, and completely lost my identity. I had a depression that was low and fucking scary, okay? Really bad. Completely took everything from me. And it took me a while. It took me a while to pull myself out. A lot of days on end where I didn't get out of bed. And while I was couch ridden and I was physically hurt, I was not self-aware. I didn't know who the fuck I was. If I knew who I was, then I would have had direction at that point. And that's what I'm urging you to do. Everyone wants to talk about mindset, but nobody wants to talk about looking in the mirror and knowing who the fuck you are. So you have a starting point. You've got a baseline. And your girl is telling you and coaching you to do that. Okay? If you need help, come into the Lady Sheepdog Club. And I will help you. We have tons of training on this in there. All right. If you need more confidence, go hit the 5-day Become Street Ready challenge. That's huge. If you have any questions, you can hit me up in the DMs. You can come onto my TikTok, my Instagram. I'd appreciate it if you liked this, that you're going to share this. You're going to review it. You're going to let me know, tag me. We're going to get the word out that there's a podcast for female cops by a female cop, because this stuff is not, it may not be the fun, fancy, joking, pretty girl shit, but it's real and it'll save your life. All right? Stay safe.
They buried me in the water and I came, I knew. Ha ha. Now I'm baptized in blue. I'm a fighter, I'm a winner, never quit. I refuse to lose. I got heart and I got grit. I'm a warrior that's been baptized in blue. I'm a warrior that's been baptized in blue. I'm a fighter, never winner, never quit. I refuse to lose. I got heart and I got grit. I'm a warrior that's been baptized in blue. I'm a warrior that's been baptized in blue. They buried me in the water in the Holy Ghost. I came out with a badge and gun and a heart that said never run. I signed up for a job you wouldn't dare to do. This ain't no green screen movie, don't compare the two. We look at your actions in the elements and everything relevant. If they line up, prepare to pay the consequence. You do dirt, you get cuffed, no bluff. It's ignorant to think we will shoot with your hands up if you the police. You feel the world is against you, like every call you go to, people trying to tempt you. Well, Hail Mary, Hail Mary, Hail Mary. I ride on the devil, I ain't scary, and I ain't worried. You want my life, come take it, it's gonna be a fight. I take it to the light, like Will and Bright. I wouldn't expect you to understand what I do, only the thin blue line, cause they baptized in blue. I'm a fighter, I'm a winner, never quit. I refuse to lose. I got heart and I got grit. I'm a warrior that's been baptized in blue. I'm a warrior that's been baptized in blue. I'm a fighter, never winner, never quit. I refuse to lose. I got heart and I got grit. I'm a warrior that's been baptized in blue. I'm a warrior that's been baptized in blue. I can't explain the pain when I see a name on the wall. All I feel is rage, put me in a cage, let me brawl. Sometimes I can't help but cry, like why did he die? I know it was him, but it could have been I. What about the kids? What about the spouse? Yeah, now who gon' put food inside them babies' mouth? It's a bigger picture when the officer down. Domino effect, Blue Nation, family, country, and town. The media don't cover us. Well, maybe Fox, cause MSNBC and CNN surely don't care about cops. Politicians more concerned about protecting the legal instead of laying the law down and protecting the people. Let me get off my soapbox before I curse. I don't seen way too many cops riding in hearse. Well, I wouldn't expect you to understand what I do, only the thin blue line, cause they baptized in blue. I'm a fighter, I'm a winner, never quit. I refuse to lose. I got heart and I got grit. I'm a warrior that's been baptized in blue. I'm a warrior that's been baptized in blue. I'm a fighter, never winner, never quit. I refuse to lose. I got heart and I got grit. I'm a warrior that's been baptized in blue. I'm a warrior that's been baptized in blue. If I'm faced with a mission, I'm gonna complete it. If that means being deleted, I live with the credence. I do this for the combat vets and Leos. When I'm suited, ready to go, it's either friend or foe. Only Lord knows what my future's in store. I only kill with the hope to see more, so God don't close that door. If I take a life, it's him or me. with the host to survive, not bigotry. I go in situations that you cannot imagine, deal with things that you cannot fathom. Know it, but so I'd rather fight for a cause than live for nothing. So when you read my headstone, you know I died for something. You hypersensitive, she complain by justified force. You blame the cops first, that don't work, you blame the courts. But I wouldn't expect you to understand what I do, only the thin blue line, cause they baptized in blue. I'm a fighter, I'm a winner, never quit, I refuse to lose. I got heart and I got grit, see, I'm a warrior that's been baptized in blue. I'm a warrior that's been baptized in blue. I'm a fighter, never winner, never quit, I refuse to lose. I got heart and I got grit, see, I'm a warrior that's been baptized in blue. I'm a warrior that's been baptized in blue.